Right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Phlox'em. We are back for week 4 or round 4, I guess, of the Keyforge Team League. We're in kind of a interesting spot here. I'm trying to think. Should have actually pulled this up. I'll do that after this match to see where our team is at. I know we lost round 1, and I think we just won round 3. Oh, and round 2 was a bye. So we're 1-1-1 at the moment. Which means we are primed and ready to try and get back into this thing. Got our adaptive match versus DG Dude, and let's take a look at the decks really quick. So I'm on Slightly Beefy, of course, and they're bringing Evil Twin of AD Joyce the Elder, and this is a really interesting deck. The Epic Quest, I think, is going to play a really big part. Ruins of Arcanus is also really interesting. Slightly Beefy is not an efficient deck, so playing 6 cards of the same house in one turn is not very likely for that deck. But if they play the Howling Pit, there is a chance, because we do usually hold the Mars until we get a pretty big turn. So we'll just see. Game started here. Gotta do a time limit. Yo, Amber Meeges, what's up? How's it go? Are you doing the KTL this season? I don't know if I saw you on here or not. Let's see. What? I think this will be a really fun match. Like I said, the Epic Quest and Ruins of Arcanus will be really big. I don't have any artifact control. I'm not doing NKFL either. I'm not doing the NKFL either. And I'm glad, because it's just too much. I did just finish up Kagi, but I ended up doing 3 adaptive games in one day last week just to kind of get caught up on everything. And that was exhausting. But KTL's been fun. We got a bye last week, which is also really nice, or 2 weeks ago. Let's see what else we got here. So the Epic Quest is going to be a big deal. I think that'll make the games really swingy. If that goes off, that is way tough for Slightly Beefy to come back from. Ruins of Arcanus, I think it could actually backfire, because if they get too much Amber, I can steal a lot of it. I think the really big thing is just figuring out how much I should proactively kill. Let's see. And their deck is going first. That's good to know. How much I should proactively kill the Sanctum. Because it just feels like normally this deck wants to let them grow a board a little bit before I do too much. I think I'm alright keeping this. We'll just drop these. We have the Mars. But with that Sanctum, so I think I have the Amber production and control to just outpace this deck. It is 22 expected Amber, only 9 pips. My deck has like 18 pips in it or something stupid like that. 17 pips. And I've got the Ronnies, and I've got the Mars needs Amber, so I think there's a chance that I can just outrace them. Again, assuming they don't necessarily get the value from the Epic Quest, but that means I just need to be a lot more proactive killing their stuff rather than leaving it for the big Mars needs Amber play. Yeah, ABR is fun and still in it, right? Because teammates. And you won last round, right? I think I'm playing my... TCO doing funky stuff again. We'll see. Yeah, which format are you playing? I don't remember. Are you doing the Amber Skies Archon? Which Vargas just carrying half of our team. he's got so many. Okay, you're doing regular Archon. Oh yeah, because they're giving you some other options there. So Mac the Knife does not kill Umbra with the ability. Could just fight, though, because it does have the versatile. I think we still do the Shadows play. If they kill it, we can just come back with the Mars stuff. And if they don't, we get to steal stuff. I think getting Skeleton Key down is pretty big because they also don't have artifact control, and Skeleton Key is one of those cards that like really can change how much this deck can stall until it has its stuff. But props to the straight up Archon. That is that's gotta be just a nasty field to deal with right now. So we got Jackie Tar, Mac the Knife, Seeker Needle. Pretty good chance I just drop my Mars next turn. Yeah, because I just kill the Umbra. The other good thing about them not having artifact controls, it means our Nepenthe Seed will be free to go when we play that. Do I hold Phlox'em here? Actually, I'm gonna wait another turn, see if they just drop some Sanctum. I'm just gonna ditch this stuff. Put that on the versatile guy. Glad we did that because we're not drawn into more Mars here. We want to get more value out of this. So I'm doing the 80 SAS floor reversal, which is actually really fun. It's been really interesting to just look through the whole collection of all of our team's decks and figure out like what actually is viable for reversal. And it's hard. I think 70 SAS floor, you can find some really, really bad stuff, but 80 SAS, things are just pretty intense. Okay, that Hadrus wall changes a lot of my math. I don't like that. I do have to save the pack though, so if... didn't play any creatures. But they're also not gaining Amber, so I think we just keep going with the handcrafting here. Knuckles Bolton, definitely not a creature we want to play in this matchup. In other matchups, it's not too bad, but... I'm a little bit sad for the draws we've had, but it just means that our end game is going to be so strong with what we're still waiting to see. And again, since they're not going fast on the Amber generation, that just gives us a lot more runway. I don't think I saved the pack. Oh, there's the ruins. Okay, so they got that. We do have a Rani, so if they just go crazy next turn, still a possibility. They have... Does this archive one? Yeah, you get to archive a card. Discards BDQ. Atlantis, welcome. Just saying. They were saying they're having some connectivity issues. I was hoping that it doesn't persist through all these games, that somebody has their TCO issues. I mean, so they're just looking for Sanctum stuff, right? Like, they really want to do... I mean, unless I'm thinking about this wrong. They discarded the BDQ. Phase Shift is gone. I just would love to draw some different stuff here. Budgenator, welcome. We're almost exclusively adaptive on this channel at this point. Not necessarily by, like... forcing that or anything, it's just kind of where we landed. But it's been very fun. With last week's final match against more archives, yikes. And going up to 5 here. Go to 6 or 7. Let's go into 7 would be great, if you don't mind. 6 is awkward. 5 would be fantastic, because then I think I'd just draw my Mars. Yep, okay. Do I hold one? That game was so much fun with Albino Cheese Monkey. I'm so glad we got to do that. Let's see. I gotta check if I play all of it. So I think I play all of it. Tixel has to hurt itself. And we did not draw into 4 more shadows. So I think the ruins is probably going to get us. We do have double Ronnie to follow it up. Also have an orbital. Have the gravid cycle, but 2/2/2 hand is not where we want to be right now. Wonder if I should have mulliganed. It was an okay starting hand, especially if they dropped a bunch of Sanctum turn 1, but... Oh yeah, I forgot you were both at that. That was pretty fun. I got to play 2 adaptive games in the same day against people who were going to be at the Nico, however you were saying that. Okay, so here comes the Sanctum Brigade. This will probably get them the ruins. I don't think they have... They have Gatekeeper, but not the other one that stops me from stealing. I don't know if that is that one in DT. Vault Keeper. I can never remember. Yeah, that looked really fun, and huge props to Quick Draw taking it down. Okay, so if they... Vault Keeper is in DT, okay. Vault Keeper and Gatekeeper. Oh, they stunned that. Yeah, I was bummed they weren't able to get the stream going, but it happens. That's 5. Okay, so there's the 6. So now they get the ruins. And the stun here is actually fairly relevant. It's just this Untamed draw is the worst thing we could have seen here. So much of this other stuff helps us. They don't get a ton of use out of these Badge Maguses, though, if I don't have much of a board, except I'm going to put Ronnie's down. That definitely makes it easier for them. But I think I need to here, because it stops the key. Gives me another 4 amber. Hopefully setting up for an orbital. Taking the tide is not worth it here. We're going to go ahead and drop this on... I mean, if I go a Mars turn, I'm trying to kill my whole board anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And the big thing will be if they can reap and then also drop the epic quest here. That would be brutal. But we just successfully stole all of the amber they got off the ruins, except for the pip. So, like, I don't mind that. There's a pretty good chance they don't have much more Sanctum to play this turn. They reap for a lot, because they can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, it doesn't... I guess the Badge Magus doesn't quite work. Me having 3 just means 1 fires, everything dies. This one doesn't get to do its stuff. Okay, so there's Mecha Buoy and Howling Pit. Mecha Buoy is actually a really interesting one against my Ronnies. That makes it a lot tougher. But we are very likely giving up this key with the hopes of being able to clear out some of this Sanctum. But if they just don't even fight anything this turn, we're in a lot of trouble. Yeah. I mean, we can kill the Badge Maguses. But I don't know if that's enough. They played 1, 2, and then a discard, so they drew 4 that turn. Oh, gosh. The Untamed turn doesn't get us to check, is the problem. But we can bring back another Carpet Phlox'em. Whereas the Mars turn gets me to exactly check. It kills 2 of their knights, which is really not enough. uh... But they've already played, like, how many? 1, 7. So if they get to archive 3, so they have 5 left. One of them is, so they'd have to draw exactly all 4. I think Mars is the play here. I don't love it, but I think I just have to. Because it also puts me at check. We give them the Mecha Buoy. Yeah. Okay, and there's the Untamed we need to see. So that was the right call. If they have Epic Quest here, it could still be very, very tight. We'll just see. Haven't seen too much. I mean, they're going to be sitting on a lot of shadows at this point, would be my guess. They do have a lot of steel, so they could just stop the key with the steel here. Double walk the plank, scooped, sea urchin. Yeah. But then we get to do some Untamed shenanigans. Going Sanctum. So that means they probably have the Epic Quest. So they get to reap 3 times Epic Quest. But if they want to get it, they can't play anything else besides the Epic Quest, right? And if they leave these on the board, they risk... And that means they're not stopping my key either. Right? They risk the Mars needs Amber. Oh, actually, I could sample collect them this turn. But there's no way you do this turn unless you have the Epic Quest, right? Because I can take Mecha Buoy next turn so that they don't get the key off of the 5 here. Or I can take the Tide. The problem is the Nature's Call doesn't help me with this at all. Just putting them into hand just... Gatekeeper, Larry, who is also a knight. Yeah, so that's an Epic Quest for 5. Oh. But we get the key. The fact that they're not getting the key, I think, is massive. So we only get 3 Amber this turn. We know they have the Gatekeeper to pull back out when they do the Epic Quest. They might just Epic Quest next turn, but again, they should have to find... so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, they have to find their last 2 Sanctum cards in this 8 in order for it to work. And we get the Nepenthe Seed here. What do we do with the Nepenthe Seed? Oh, we'll just see. Do I just play creatures now? I think I do. Maybe not, because if they do Epic Quest next turn, then I'm facing down a big board of Sanctum that I need to deal with. So we'll still discard this. Play the Nature's Call for nothing. And then we'll Gravid Cycle. Oh no. Let's see. That's the prompt. Ah, shoot. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. If I hadn't seen my hand, it wouldn't be. I didn't think canceling the prompt would just end my turn. But apparently that's how that works. So, you know, just watch out for that, everybody. So we now have to win before they can epic quest. This is going to be a big Shadows turn. Lots of stuff to steal. Oh, man, that's frustrating. That's a bummer. That's why you bring DT to adaptive, right? Try and catch people. So we got scooped for nothing. Walk the plank to steal one. Wait, why? Oh, I did have creatures. Yeah, never mind. So they do get the scoop there. And yeah, so they're going to. And the problem is, even if they don't get the epic quest, well, I guess they can't play. If they have to play Sanctum, I think I lose either way. Because that means they're epic questing. But their gatekeeper being in the archives mean I can go to 7 unless they can do the thing. So yeah, so we basically have to hope one of these Sanctum is in the bottom. And I would have brought back a Mars kill stuff card anyways, so it's just where we're at. So let's see, if we Mars needs Amber, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd have to double Mars needs Amber. Okay. Mars needs Amber. Mars needs Amber. It doesn't matter. Wonder if I go to 6 there, can I just win anyways? No, there's another walk the plank. I think that's a. I think I lose if I go to 6. So this is all down to that play. We have 1 Ronnie left. Ronnie doesn't save me against Epic Quest, so we just take the tide here. A little bit of a botched end of the game, but we'll see. This is either they have to play their Sanctum for no Epic Quest value, or they could have Sea Urchin too. So Walk the Plank Sea Urchin also stops us, I think. Yeah. I think that's game. And let's see, if they hadn't forged, we still wouldn't have stopped this key, so they would get a key this turn and then still be ready to Epic Quest. So I don't think there was too much we could have done. Even if we had gotten it, them getting the 5 in archives is just. If I had been able to kill 1 more, I think we get it. I think I had to play that Mars turn with these. They do have to take the Tide, which I don't think they have a Tide Razor in Shadows. So that means they will probably not play much and maybe not draw much. So there's a tiny chance. But then even if we do, again, we still have to work through all of their... do they have... Yeah. So this looks like a Sanctum turn to have to play that board out, which includes the Gatekeeper. I don't think they get to check in that turn, right? The only thing they have outside of that is... Oh, they have the Strange Ordination. Ugh. Because I haven't played that yet, right? I guess if they have the Strange Ordination, that means I'm losing. Or no, they could have one, the other one. What's the other one we haven't seen? Oh, Salvador has a draw on it. Marshall takes the Tide. Sorry, I forgot to put on a backing music, so you all just get to sit in suspense with me. Bulwark, I think, is one I hadn't seen yet. Larry. Staunch Knight. Did they draw it? Uh... Oh. Okay. So Shadows puts us to 9. They can steal, I think, at most 2. They don't have an EP or anything. They're not in check, so I think this is... No in the archives. Actually, there's... I maybe should have given them the archives there, but... There's no reason to take the Tide here. Unless I'm missing something else that is... Yeah, they only have the one key cheat. Oh, if I actually win this, that's going to be crazy. So that means they didn't have enough Steel and Shadow anyway, so I think they had to do that turn. I don't have a way to bounce this, right? All right, on to round 2. Let's see. Okay. Oh, man. So what is my plan for beating this? I mean, they did some things right. They left my board up. Honestly, I think finding like mulliganing for the Mecha Buoy is huge. This might be too much Sanctum to start. Unless I just try to win off of the Mecha Buoy. I don't love this stuff to start. Because I don't even have a Tide Raiser here, so I don't think... it's just not even fair. I can start with almost the same hand as them. But we got two things that want the Tide, and I think you are the only thing that raises the Tide in this. And Seaborg, okay. That's unfortunate. Let's just start with their turn. There's the epic quest early. I don't know if that's great with Strange Ward already in hand. I think we just try to play Shadows again next turn. Get some of that out of the hand. And this has to hit mine if they don't have creatures on the board. Uh-oh. Looks like we're dropping frames a little bit. My internet has been struggling lately, so sorry if everyone has dropped off. Hopefully it comes back. Phlox'em Spike and Sample Collection. Okay, let's see if they play the rest of those out. Discard and Spike. Cool. Oh, now it's dropping. Might stop being good very soon. So we go back into Shadows here. So we saw Orbital gone already is good. They held the Spike though. That's very telling. Okay. We'll just get a Captured Amber here. Call it good. Oh, we got the Ewer. Is that worth epic questing on its own though? No, because I think we just do Ewer and then... Do I do the Logos turn first? Maybe I do the Logos turn first. See if we can find a little more Sanctum and archive some of it with the Theory, because then we get the Tide the next turn with the Marshal. I don't like facing my deck. It's kind of scary. No Amber yet, so the Shadows should be pretty... Okay, discarding Penny, that's fine. See if they play other creatures out. Don't have the High Tide, so Jackie Tar's not doing a whole lot yet, but could get it soon. Oh, actually, this thing staying alive could be really nasty. I got the Yancy Gang now, so removing that for the Mars to be able to do stuff should take them a bit. They'd have to have their other Orbital, but I'll have to deal with it at some point. And discard Arani. Okay. And got one more Sanctum, and we got the Mind Bullets. I don't think this deck wants to play Mind Bullets. All right, we're cooking. So we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 Sanctum in the archive with 1 played. Yeah, this is solid, and this is what we need against slightly beefy too. So looking good. Except for my dropped frames. What is this gonna do? And we like this too. So 2 power creatures are very, very difficult for that deck to get damage on. It's basically just the throwing stars, and they're everywhere, but they're everywhere just kills these right now, so that's not even really a problem. So we should be fairly safe from the Mars needs amber at the moment. We also don't have much amber for them to steal, but that's kind of just always the consideration with this deck, is trying to minimize damage Mars needs amber can do. Very interested to see what they do with Untamed here. Nature's Call is a little annoying, but we do have the phase shift, so really, like, after we do our Sanctum turn, we can just drop these back down anyways. Seeing that go... Okay, there's Save the Pack. We didn't see Glimmer last game, but I don't know that, like... Nature's Call wasn't good for me because they had all their Sanctum on the board already. So go Sanctum, we say... No to the archives. Play Marshall, Magus, Staunch Knight, Strange Ord, and we will quest. Got BDQ. And it's the... I was doing the math wrong last game too. It's Evil Twin Sea Urchin. Man, we got so lucky last game. There's so many ways we could have lost that. Evil Twin Sea Urchin must have also been in that bottom 2 or 3. Or they just still didn't have... Oh no, because they would have... They only needed to steal 2. Okay, so we've got 4 Sanctum and Archives. Problem with... Oh, I guess we can get to check with the Sea Urchin if we want to play it next turn. We'll see if they take from the Mecha Buoy. This deck hates chains, so if they keep Mecha Buoying at this point in the game when we don't have the Howling Pit down, could be really bad for them. Okay, so there's a steal. So now, yeah, Sea Urchin gets us to check. Ah, the Skeleton Key is annoying. Yeah, okay. So we just need to kill this, I think. Leaves our board vulnerable, but... Do I keep the Seaboard? I think I do, because this gets me the Tide back if they play like their Ronnies or whatever. And it's still tough to get the Mars damage on it. We'll see. Go ahead and just kill this. Okay, this. The Infomorph we do not play. Do we keep this on a flank? I think we phase shift for the Sea Urchin. And play the PI. So creatures you want to keep alive, you always play on the flanks because the spikes don't hit the flanks. The Carpet Phlox'ems do, so if they have that, then these guys are just dead anyways, but we know they held a spike for this whole time so far. So we'll see what other Mars they have. But we have our Epic Quest in hand already, which is pretty crazy. But we want to play the Ruins along with that, so see if we get to keep one more turn of Shadows here. Or of Logos. Getting this key would be very huge, though. And this is, at most, they're going to get like 1 off of a Mars Needs Amber. They just kill the board. Got some dog, welcome. We are in game 2. Game 1 was a little bit messy. Had some issues with taking the Tide and Omegas and stuff, but game 2 is looking really good here. So no check for them. They just played more of their Mars stuff. Is it just like totally projecting to play the ruins here? uh, the problem with that is I go to 2, then 3 with the mecha buoy, and then on this turn I go to 7. This leaves me up for Ronnie. But if they Ronnie, they're not killing my Sanctum. So I think it's okay. And I get to archive a card. Let's forget how good this card is. Let's see, Shadows. I wonder if Shadows is worth playing. This is actually a really good deck against mine. Because it doesn't really care about keeping a board until it's ready to do its big Sanctum play. I mean, we got lucky, right? We got the perfect Epic Quest draw here. Re-archive off of the Theory or Conjecture. Drawing into a bunch of them. Okay, so there's the Glimmer. So they're probably going to check this turn. Probably just get the Nature's Call. So do they bounce back the Glimmer here? I think if they just go to 6, we do our Shadows turn. Okay, playing Malmar Swarm is pretty big. This is a tougher one for them to get off the board if they want to. My deck doesn't have board control, really. Oh, that's not true. We've got the Mind Bullets. Hammergram Mug. And the Sanctum is pretty big. But we did play the BDQ already, so need to keep an eye on that. Stuff is going to get really big with the Grove Keeper. Okay, there's the Nature's Call. See if they just bounce the Glimmer and try to Glimmer lock me. Trying to think. So we go to 3, 4. So we won't be in check with Shadows next turn. Interesting. Replacing those two, but leaving the Glimmer on the board. Oh, they got the Ruins. Filthy. I didn't see that at all. That was a good catch for them. I'm very glad they didn't bounce the Glimmer. So that means that Nature's Call is not coming back anytime soon. Okay, so we're giving up this key, but I think that does mean we do the slow roll here. And oh, they got the Gravid Cycle too. Because we don't have, yeah, Gravid Cycle, the Nature's Call. Yikes. So this will get small. Oh no, it doesn't get smaller if I Gatekeeper. Is that still the play though? Because they just bounce everything with that Nature's Call. So they can't keep calling Untamed if we get to check, is the really big thing here. So I think we take 1 turn to drop the Shadows. We just can't let that stuff get Nature's Called here. Okay, there's more Sanctum. This deck is not really about that generating amber. Can we think twice? Phase shift doesn't really do much for us. Stir up trouble could actually be really big if we can get the glimmer off the board. That'd be very nice. Going Mars. Probably getting to check here again. If they just go to 6, then I think we play Shadows again. Sky Booster. Discard Sky Booster. Okay. There's the Carpet Phlox'em. Another Stir Up Trouble coming. There's a Phlox'em Spike. I get to 7. Only seen one Ronnie. We haven't seen the Mars Needs Amber, and they have the Skeleton Key. Do go to 5, but we can't stop the Key in Shadows now. Also can't stop it in Logos. I just can't make this big enough to not die to this. Is stopping this key important enough? So we just go to 6. They have to start calling like shadows and stuff to stop us. They have a lot of shadows left. They could do kind of what we did with the treasure map. I'm gonna go one more. Do I? Can we? Am I out of other amber control? All I have left is the scooped. No, we gotta go Sanctum here. Unfortunate. That's how it goes. So Gatekeeper. I only have one Badge Magus, right? So that is soft check now. Now we just get Nature's Called. They either have to go shadows or take the tide. But we can fight to take the tide back because they're going to want to fight the gatekeeper. Maybe they just leave the gatekeeper there. They don't really need to kill it. But now we are in trouble to... Second orbital is gone. Both carpets are gone. Okay, so Mars needs Amber is basically just going off of whatever these can damage us. Everything else has armor, so even this They're Everywhere is only hitting like this and this. Yeah, fights the gatekeeper, that's fair. Ooh, Song of Spring is interesting. They shuffle everything with a Song of Spring. Good call from them because they know we have the scooped. There's the Nature's Call. Gave me back the draw pip, which is interesting. Okay. So with 2 Ronnies and a Skeleton's Key, I have to get to 11, 10? No. Yeah, 11 to be safe. But they were on chains there. They just played a lot. But they also should have a lot of Mars in hand, or shadows in hand now. Sanctum gets us to 8. I think Logos gets us to 8. Right, there's nothing else that's going to get me more than this. We capture 1. We still have a little bit on the shadows. Not much, though. So I think holding that save think twice might be what we have to do. So we just play back down our Sanctum. The problem is 8. 8 doesn't get us there either way because 1 Ronnie plus this is still puts us back to 5 and puts them at check for key 3 at 7. Drawing the Hammergram doesn't help us. This is only 2 Amber, that's only 7. Gosh, so I think we just go to 6 here. As bad as that sounds. Force the shadows. Hope the chains kill him. Okay. So this one... I don't think we play the second Badge Magus. Because it gets vulnerable to... the Mars needs Amber. Got the Hammergram. Actually remember to take the tide here. The issue with this play is other Shadows creature plus Skeleton Key also takes us off. Or they have the treasure map. They can't treasure map after that. Okay. If they don't get to check here, we win. They had no Ronnies. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I need to make sure we don't lose it on Mars needs Amber. So he has, this has elusive. I think we can just leave that there. So we need to get to, so 2 Ronnies plus Skeleton Key. Have to kill the Umbra. So we need to get to 11 and kill this. So we're at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fight. Fight. 6 is exactly 11. And we get the tide back for free. I think 11 should do it. Mars. They got the spike, but they don't have. Mars needs Amber. Oh, man. Oh. All right. Shoot. My internet is just tanking. Sorry, everyone. That's super annoying. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Need to reset our router or something. It's been really bad the last couple weeks, honestly. Cool. Well, big thanks to DG Dude for those games. That was very close. 2 very, very close games. Very well fought. I think, I mean, what they did with the Untamed there was so good. It just, not sure. I mean, yeah, not sure what else they could have. They did great stuff with the ruins. Us getting that bequest like to line up the way we did was just really, really big. And they didn't get that game 1, so tough for them for sure. But that is a win this round. So I think I'm the first of our team to have played, but let's take a look at the standings. If I can find it. It took me forever to find. Let's do the match report first. To find the team league earlier. I really like their adaptive deck too. That's a really tricky one. Okay, so we got that over. Let's see, they are Eon and Knight of Holtz. Um, Okay, so we are. Oh no. Oh wait, that was last week. Okay. It's like I didn't think anybody had played yet. So we just got our win there. So we are right now. Okay, we're still doing okay. 6-3. So I think Gorlami, yeah, has won all of his. So he got the win against Vargas, which is, I mean, it's teammates playing each other, which is always fun. But that's got to be one of the most intense triads ever. Magic Duck lost, and then last week we had the bye. Week after that, I got the win against Atlantis, and then Gorlami got the one, and then we're here. So thanks. It's been up and down. I feel bad for Magic Duck. His deck is so good, and I think he's just had some really tough matchups, and like that deck just like doesn't draw well for him sometimes. It's really frustrating. But hopefully we can get it in these last 2 rounds here. And then next week we'll be against SC Steel for the adaptive, which should be really fun. But yeah, it's going pretty well. This is, I guess, my second KTL season 4, so it's been fun, and getting to play adaptive is always fun as well. So that's good stuff. But oh yeah, it was against you. Sorry, I forgot you were in the chat. So I mean, we should see how many of the Archon decks are. Oh, I don't know if that one's a. There's a lot of TOC decks, and a lot of them are doing similar stuff, right? Like TOC is just brutal. Okay, so they're not bringing one. Yeah, Rubberjaw. So this is Beehawks, which, man, when you see this thing in action, it's scary. It's doing some crazy stuff. Citizen, this is a deck that has been on stream a lot because I have lost to it. Is a very solid deck. This is Magic Ducks, and then you're on Villa Shot. Yeah, so just really, this is a really interesting one. The 2 Forgotten Guardians and the 3 Haunting decks is pretty interesting. I mean, this token is really fun. Alpha Gamma. You got the Whimsical Conjurer in there too. So yeah, lots of similar stuff. You don't have the Key Frog, and he's got like artifact control. So yeah, it's a tough matchup though. Like the In Here Somewheres and stuff. Like if you just start purging everything before you even deal with, oh yeah, with the auto autopsy with this token is so good. If you're purging all of his like his Dysania, his artifact control, and you can just keep it to a long game, but like your deck doesn't do a ton of like Amber control, so I don't know. I'm sad I didn't get to see. Yeah, he was telling me about that. Almost got to do the double Key Frog. But up against 2 GR and then a Skyborn or Amber Skies now will be interesting. Yeah, I sad I didn't get to watch some of those games. I want to see my teammates play. This is pretty insane. Double Veil with a Crepuscular Rays, double Arise, double Poltergeist. Low on the creature control, though. That'll be an interesting matchup. So that's Liquid Squash, I think. And then this one has the Tachyon Manifold. Double Lost in the Wild, Reclaimed. Double Vampirism, Strong Feeling, got the Winds of Death. Or Ledger Domain is interesting. Interesting. I kind of want to see this one play too. It's doing some crazy stuff. Huh. But yeah, so there you go. That is 2-1 for me now in KTL Adaptive, and we got 1 left against Sydney before Top Cut, so see how that goes. I'm excited to play against that one. Stream Archon 1 week. I mean, if my teammates would tell me when they're playing, I would stream it. And if we don't make it to top cut, I'll probably talk to Riku about just trying to cast some games anyways. That's kind of where this whole layout of my stream and stuff came from, was doing that. So that'd be really fun regardless, but hopefully we can make it. I don't know if it's the top 2 from each group. Maybe it's more than that. If there's only 3 groups, I'll be interested to see how they pull the top cut. But still got a little bit to go, right? We've got to finish this week, but we are in the lead now. Critnado, I think, was that GR deck, right? So Magic Duck will be playing against that one. And then, yeah. All right, thank you all so much for hanging out. I think we're going to drop off here and get some extra food, some dinner and stuff. But thank you all for hanging out. It's been fun. I love getting to do these adaptive games. It's been a blast. I'm sad I didn't get to stream the 3 games last week, but they were all on the same day, so that's tough. But the one I did was really fun. So yeah, good luck to the rest of y'all in your matches if you haven't played them this week, because a lot of you are in the same league and group as me, so you're all kind of rivals, but still fun. So we will talk to y'all later. Thanks for hanging out. Bye bye.